College has always been like a thing in my family, like getting like either a full scholarship or just getting like a partial scholarship, which I did for lacrosse without putting the financial burden on my family. So I don't even think that I would be able to come to WashU without the scholarship. Coming to WashU has amplified my academic knowledge and has put me on a further track towards academic success. They aren't just here just to lecture us and get the job done, that they really care about our well-being, and they also care about like us actually learning the material and being able to apply it to our everyday life. And so having that external source of motivation from someone that I don't even know really like humbles me, and it makes me want to work even harder. I am involved in NSBE, which is the National Society of Black Engineers, and that organization has really been like my rock through college, because being an underrepresented minority student in STEM is already difficult in its own, because I don't see people who look like me and can identify with me that often. But having that close-knit group, an organization right here on campus of students that I can just relate to and just be able to confide in and talk to is really nice. And then also all the connections and resources that NSBE has provided me through conferences, workshops, sessions with employers that come to speak to us is just really opened a broader range of doors than I had in the past. I don't know where I would be without the scholarship or just without WashU in general. Thank you so much for taking a chance on me and believing that I will succeed and make you proud, because it really means a lot to have someone believe in me and see where I could go beyond what I can see right now. Having you is really motivating. Thank you to all of the McKelvey Engineering Scholarship donors.
So I was born in Mexico, but then I traveled to the US very, very early on in my life because my parents were looking for a better future for them, but also for us as a family. Then my dad had to unfortunately leave the country, which left just my mom and my two older brothers. And I feel like one of the things that always like kind of stuck out to me was like no matter what time I had a soccer game, my mom would be there. She could have work from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. She would make it. I feel like that kind of like set the precedent that I need to go to college and take care of her for everything she's done to me. So my journey to WashU, middle school and high school, I realized I was really, really good with numbers, and I realized there could be something else than just high school. When I was first thinking about going to college, I think the biggest obstacle I had was definitely the financial aspect of that. Once I looked into WashU, I saw like the financial package it gave me, and I think that really like made my decision much easier as to where to go. My favorite thing about WashU and engineering is definitely that they always focus on helping the student first. Private tutoring, they have like office hours, they have all these great resources that students can take advantage and focus on their education and do as best as they can. I think that's one of the greatest things that I found was like connections with other people that can help me both academically and both like in all different ways. My dream job would definitely be located in the East or West Coast, and I would definitely like to work in a software engineering job where I can be creating and innovating new things that can help not just me, but people like in the future and everyone. Scholarship support has allowed me to focus on my education and continuing my professional career. Because of your support, I don't have to worry about the financial burden that would be placed on me and my family as I journey through college. Thank you to all the McKelvey Engineering Scholarship donors. I can't stress how much you've impacted not just my life, but my family's life. Thank you for making my dream a reality of coming to college and in a couple years graduating and becoming a first-generation college student. Just thank you for everything you've done to me and my family. Your support makes a difference.
I grew up in a suburb of Chicago. My parents really tried to foster an appreciation for learning in me and my brother that made me realize that I wanted to come to an institution where I could learn about all different fields of study, and WashU was definitely that for me. My brother is on the autism spectrum, which led me to develop an interest in adaptive technologies and ways that I can help people with disabilities. I decided to choose WashU because when I visited for Scholars Weekend and walked into the room of people in the scholarship group that I'm in, I felt like I had quite literally just crashed a family gathering. The student body is so incredibly collaborative in the engineering department, and everyone just wants to work together to support each other and to succeed together. And I don't know if that's something that I would have found anywhere other than at the McKelvey Engineering School. I am the president of Women in Computer Science here at WashU, and WICS is a wonderful organization where we try and bring together all of the women in the computer science department to meet each other and create a supportive community. And specifically, community service-wise, WICS is in the planning stages of working on creating a hackathon for local St. Louis middle school girls, and I would love to bring those girls to WashU one day and collaborate possibly with other women in STEM groups. I think that it's important to build up the pipeline from the start, so having young girls get interested in computer science and technology so that in the future they can actually feel like they want to pursue it. WashU has provided me with tons of opportunities to realize what I want my goals for the future to be. For the past 2 years, I got to attend the Grace Hopper Celebration, which is the largest conference in the world for women in computing. Additionally, WashU also funded a trip to a hackathon for me last year, and hackathons are an amazing experience for anyone who's in computer science to get some kind of real-world experience because you have to come up with a project and work towards a deadline. So the fact that WashU sent me to my first ever hackathon helped me see what my future might be like as a software engineer, potentially. I definitely know I want to be in the tech industry, most interested in adaptive technologies and how I can use technologies to help people. The thing that first got me interested in the connection of computer science and neuroscience specifically was in high school, I was in a physical education class with our peers with disabilities, and I noticed that the students who had wheelchairs were at a disadvantage because they had to use one hand to control their chair, leaving only one hand for catching and throwing. Well, what if they could control their wheelchairs with their brains? Because of the McKelvey Research Award that I received, I was able to join the Hengen Lab and pursue my interest in computational neuroscience. Your support means everything to me, and I wouldn't have been able to attend WashU without it. That has had an immeasurable impact on my life and my future career. Thank you to all of the McKelvey Engineering Scholarship donors.
My parents immigrated in 2001 as war refugees from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and my dad got connected with a very distant cousin here. They were enrolled in English learning program that they had to do. A majority of that was just my dad because my mom was pregnant with me, so she was more situated with my cousins while my dad was picking up 2-3 jobs. He was the one basically going to school for him and her. And one day, a neighbor that lives across the street that my mom is good friends with, she brought home a flyer. She works here at Bears Den, and the flyer was for first generations, lower income students whose parents never went to college, and it was basically prepped you for college, kind of showed you what to expect, once you got to that level. I applied and I got accepted. The engineering program here seems very different than through research that I did at other schools. It wasn't necessarily that I was chasing a particular degree. It was more that through the engineering program, I was developing a toolbox that could essentially help me wherever I needed that help down the road. Meeting with advisors, both academic and major advisors, they have helped me really kind of, take a step back and I guess look at the bigger picture. You can pursue a career, you can pursue grad school. Being, a first generation kind of, lower income student, it was a make or break situation, whether I received a scholarship or not. Going here is, I guess, especially for my family, a milestone. Definitely something, nobody's, I guess, done at this level. Going here on scholarship has really helped me, be more focused and not really have to worry about the financial burden. It opened up a whole time slot to, venture to the WashU race team or Engineers Without Borders to really kind of chase, I guess, what I'm more interested in than having to worry about something else. And it's definitely because of you that I want to be more involved and create a path to somebody else just like you have for me. Because of your support, I'm able to prove to other first-generation students that this is possible. Thank you to all McKelvey Scholarship donors.